Okay, so the HitFilm Express you once knew is no longer here. Say hello to the new and improved video editing software known as HitFilm. Just HitFilm. I'll explain. Let me tell you that when I found out that Artlist acquired HitFilm's, the company responsible for HitFilm, I knew that a bunch of changes were made, and I was right. I mean, look at this thing. If I wasn't looking at this closely, I could have mistaken it for the pro version of HitFilm. But wow, a lot of work has gone into making this once pretty good editor into a complete package. I mean, I'm talking about a complete redesign from the logo to the website, the downloading process, the main menu, and of course, the editing layout. It's still similar to the previous version, especially to HitFilm Pro, but now they brought all those design cues to HitFilm, which is free, and added a few more features. And most importantly, dark mode is enabled. Thank you. So before we get into it, if you've never heard of HitFilm before, here's a quick recap. It's a free video editing software now packed with even more features that allows you to edit your videos for YouTube or any other platforms. It includes some of the most advanced editing tools that you can ask for in an easy to use way, all centered around content creators and making these editing tools more accessible. They also have a creator and a pro version of HitFilm, which unlocks even more features that you may not have access to with the free version. But not to worry, because the free version of HitFilm has plenty to offer. So here are a few things that you can expect from the new refresh. Obviously, the new UI layout is different in terms of the color now that dark mode has been enabled, but there's also little design cues that stand out from its previous version, like the editing tools icons, the individual panels, and how smooth it flows. It definitely looks more polished for some reason, even though it's similar to the last version. They really simplified it to a point where it's easy to understand and you can find everything you need when editing, which is good. One of the major problems I faced with HitFilm back in the day was the improper UI alignment, meaning that for some reason, HitFilm was not adjusting itself when it was on full screen. All of the buttons seemed to have shifted off of alignment to a point where I had to hover above the buttons to even register when I selected a tool. A really small detail we take for granted, but it really annoys you when it's not working properly, but this update has fixed that problem. Another big change that was added was the introduction of the media library and the learning tab, which I'll talk about later. Now, I've said this multiple times in my reviews, but with each editing software, you can always expect a certain level of how easy it is to use depending on the learning curve there is to it. Now, if you're a HitFilm user and haven't tried this new version, you'll be pretty much ready to continue to use it without much changing. But if you're completely new to HitFilm or the editing game, I'd say you've come to the right editor to start because of what HitFilm has implemented in this program. The Learning tab, which is a toggle you can switch on and off to reveal a panel of step-by-step guides and tutorial videos that will give you a tour of HitFilm and how to use each and every tool. Now, they are separated into categories so you can pick and choose what you want to learn. Not to mention that when you first download HitFilm, they automatically open a training project in which you can follow and edit the first video step by step with the footage, clips, and audio already provided. So if you're a little bit nervous to get started, HitFilm has you covered with their own tutorials, or you can go to YouTube and find tutorials there. Now, I did mention that HitFilm added a pretty cool feature in their media library, and that was the built-in creative assets, which you can find in this tab, and it will instantly give you access to a library of professional stock footage, music, sound effects, and templates, which you can use in your own videos. Now, keep in mind that there's a free section in each of these categories that you can use, but most of them do come with the upgraded Pro version if you want access to all of them. And that's where you see the most obvious contributions that Artlist has made, since they own ArtGrid and Motion Array as well, but just a simple integration of adding these services already built in makes it finding assets so much easier. A part of this, they've also made it easier to access all the effects you'll need when editing, provided by the drag and drop transitions, ready to use presets, text tools, audio syncing, and so much more. On the VFX side, they made it easier to use some of the more advanced tools, just in case you've come across color correcting, tracking objects, or keying out anything, or just adding a simple lens flare, along with their plugins that they offer. Having access to all these features and giving you the control over how it looks is simply what every editing software should have. So talking about the new fancy features that comes with HitFilm, Artlist has made it easier than ever to integrate it with their amazing services such as the music that Artlist offers. They give many free samples in HitFilm, but if you really want to experience the full catalog of music and sound effects Artlist has, you can sign up with my link in the description and get an additional 2 months for free. So thank you to Artlist for partnering up with the channel. Let's talk about performance, which may be the main concern for all editors out there. Obviously, you want the best performance and range, and really take advantage of what your editing software has to offer. Well, that's exactly what you're getting with HitFilm. Apparently, the team has introduced some sort of ultra-fast technology that minimizes lag, has faster exporting speeds, and faster playback, and you can see everything it says on the screen. But honestly, after using and testing it, it does run a lot smoother on my end, so I don't know, I guess they did update their system. It just depends on how well optimized it is. And you can't talk about performance without mentioning optimization. Specifically, what does the future look like for HitFilm? Well, it's not every day that we get to see an editing software get revamped as much as HitFilm has. And that is a very good sign since it serves as an indicator of what's next to come to the free version of HitFilm and the pro version as well. We've seen many updates come out since then, and the streamlined process of downloading newer versions is now easier than ever. That means that there's no need to go install the different versions of HitFilm. Once you got your software and choose to upgrade it or not, all the features will be unlocked for you. And remember, if you ever have a question, you can go straight to their Discord, online blog, and forum, which they encourage you to ask the questions you have to the community. So I'd say optimization has been a proven strength with the team behind HitFilm. So this is basically a new category in my review process, answering who is this editing software best suited for. With HitFilm, I'd say for everyone. Their integration with these other services and focus on content creation makes it a great option for beginners, intermediate, and experienced editors. Anyone who wants to make videos in general. It offers many advanced editing tools and the most simple way of using them, especially if you're into VFX and want to create some cool, unique special effects in your videos. Along with their updates, tight-knit community, and plenty of tutorials on their FX Home YouTube channel, I'd say that they're giving you the best shot to get started and start making videos. So big props to Artlist and FX Home for really revamping this well-known editing software into something even better. And I still haven't even seen what they've done with the pro version, so that in itself is pretty exciting. So yeah, I'd say give it a try and let me know what your experience is. If you want to see how HitFilm used to look like, feel free to see the old review and any other reviews I've made in this series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.